Good morning, everyone. Welcome. And I apologize for the late start. Technical difficulties. I don't know if it's the heat. Whatever it might be, welcome. Welcome to your Norse Pagan, Heathen, Asatru morning, Saturday morning prayer service. Duchess, good to see you. Good morning, Gravetail. How are you? All right. So, just to let you guys know, this is also through Heathen Norse Pagan prayer service put on by the Troth. My name's Reverend Ben Kowalski Grahek. I am a Gothi, and what we're going to do today, we are going to teach you about and show you one method of Norse Pagan prayer. We're going to do it together, and then we're going to have a Q&A afterwards. And that's what we do these Saturday mornings. Anata, thank you for the prayer there. I was expecting that. I'm glad we finally got to connect at a reasonable time for you. King, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Let's begin. So the way that we structure this is we go from education to doing it to Q&A. Let's start with education. If you have never prayed before, if you've never thought about it, you want to learn how, here's where we start. We'll start with the first question that people typically ask when they're sitting down to pray, which is, which way am I supposed to face? What am I supposed to be looking at? If you have an altar, like I do here, I'm pointing at it. If you have one, use that. Just face the altar. If you have an icon, face that icon. Whatever way that icon is or that altar is facing, that's what you'll face. Easy as pie. If you don't have an altar, no one's going to make you go out and buy one. I have two directions that I'd like you to consider. The first is east and the second is north. East, I would face if the sun is rising. North, I would face if the sun has set or is setting. So if it's nighttime or if the sun's going down, I'm facing north. If it's morning and the sun is coming up, I am facing east. Again, easy. And if it's nighttime, remember, you can always find that North Star, right? It's easier to find easier to find north at night than it is to find east. Actually, if you found north, then you should be able to find east. Either way. North if night, east if morning. Easiest way to think about it. Okay, now, getting into blessing the space. We all know that our homes are multi-purpose spaces. Every room in our home is a multi-purpose space. This space that I'm in right now is a basement. It's a child's playroom. It's a laundry room. It's a junk room. It's a workout room. It's a office. It is so many things other than being a holy space most of the time. So, what are we going to do to bless the space before we use it for our prayer? It's not sacred all the time. Well, there's a couple different ways to think about it. A lot of heathens over a long period of time have done different kinds of things. For example, the hammer rite. Hammer in the north, hail and hallow this holy stead. Hammer in the east, hail and hallow this holy stead. Hammer in the south, hammer in the east, do the same thing I just said. You know, that's not how it actually goes. But if you're old school, you've seen this before. If you've been in heathenry for any amount of time, you've probably seen the hammer rite before. It's a little high magic for me, a little theatrical, though I don't generally do that. The other one is to have a torch or a candle or a lantern, to light that as a means of purification of the space. You can either light it at a central point. I've seen some people doing that, like a big bonfire or something like that, or a candle at an altar, or I've seen people circumambulate with a torch or something, chanting, saying different things. That's not going to work for me because I don't live in pristine woodlands. I live on a 16th of an acre in a city. Most of us probably living in apartments or in small homes in the city. We don't have access to tons of pristine woodland in our backyard, nor would I say you have to go out and buy one, buy property that has woodland, or else you're not heathen. No. So what do we do? And for candles as well, I would point this at for incense, even though I love both, I do have asthmatics in the house, so lighting candles and burning things of any kind is going to cause problems. So what am I going to do? The sweet sound. This is a tip I got from our friends from the East. Bells, singing bowls, and clapping your hands. So if you want to purify a space, you can ring a bell, you can ding a singing bowl, or you can, if you have none of those things, clap your hands. 3 times is what we do. So ring a bell 3 times, ding a ding 3 times, or clap your hands 3 times. After doing that, I'll bow once, and then I'll come to kneeling, which I'm doing right now. Okay. After coming to kneeling, I'll bless myself. I'll touch my hand to my forehead, say bless my thoughts, touch my hand to my throat, say bless my words, and extend my hands in front of me and say bless my deeds. Now, the space has been blessed. I have been blessed. It's time to start praying for real. Okay. How does one pray? My daughter actually asked me this last night. This is the first time she's asking questions about this kind of stuff. How do you talk to the gods? Well, baby, here's your answer. I wish I could tell her, and I could tell you, that there is a set prayer that has been handed down from ancient times to now. There's not. We don't have access to the prayers that people used to say in the olden days, so that we may just pick those up and continue saying the same things now. We do, however, have access to a lot of poetry. Some of it, the structures and things like that, are dated from that pre-Christian period. So it seems likely to certain scholars that these poems were around during that time. And one of those poems has some really good lines in it. There's really good verses that adapt themselves to being adopted for Norse pagan prayer, and that's the Sigdrifamal. Yeah, not the Havamal like most people like. It's actually the Sigdrifamal. It's the speech of the Valkyrie. It's verses 2 and 3, the verses that start with Hail Day, Hail Sons of Day, and the second verse that begins Hail the Gods, Hail the Goddesses. Those are the first 2 verses. Those are the verses that I'm going to use to start our prayer. So I'll say those 2 verses, and then I'll go into a pre-verse, which is me using the structure of those 2 verses to build my own verse. So I would say, so instead of Hail the Gods, Hail the Goddesses, I would say Hail Thor, Hail Son of Odin and of Earth, Hail our Sustainer, our Protector, that kind of thing. And then go into a prayer. You'll pick it up as we go along as to how that structure works. And I also want to let everybody know, now's the time. If you have requests, please go ahead and put them in the chat. I am more than happy to take requests for prayers for any gods or goddesses you'd like to have hailed. As part of our hospitality, I will do my best to get to everyone. I will say, however, if your god or goddess is quite obscure and not very well known to a lot of different people, so if it's outside of like Freya, Thor, Odin, gods that most people know, please do give me a little background. I am not a lore expert by any means, so if you want to play Stump the Gothi, you can do it rather easily with me. So that would be, put that in the chat. who that god or goddess is to you and why it is you want us to pray to them today. It would be the thing I'd like. Oh, Renata already puts a prayer to Jord in there. Well, that's very nice of you, Renata. $70-hour work week. Well, how about that? Woof. Woof. All right. So as you guys are doing that, I'll just let everybody know what's going to happen during that period. So after each verse, I'll prostrate. So it'll be speak a verse, prostrate. That's full face down, hands down, back up, full face down, hands down, back up. And you just keep going until all the verses are finished. And once you've finished with the verses, you can speak 3, 10, 20. Doesn't matter. If you want to speak 20 verses to 20 different gods and goddesses, hey, see you. Sorry, just a little hiccup there. That's up to you. If you want to do 20 verses to one god, that's fine too. Thor and Sif. Air, of course. The one who has invoked every single prayer service. We got sick people out there. It's true. All right. And then after doing all of those prostrations, we'll start our meditation. About 2 minutes long. Prayer to me is a divine encounter. It is us meeting the gods. It is us encountering them and being in relation to them. And what I want to do after that is reflect on that, what that relationship means outside of this space. How are we going to act? How are we going to take this moment out into the world? And the way I think of it is I'm going to seek wisdom. I'm going to speak kindly and truthfully towards others. I'm going to do good and healing deeds. So those are the 3 things that I think about how I am going to take this moment, this relationship with me out of here and into the world. We're seeking wisdom, speaking kindly and truthfully, and doing good. All right. Sound good? After that, I'm going to rise to my feet, bow twice more, and then we'll be done. We can get to our questions and answers. Are there any questions before we begin? All right. We're all experts already. Or waiting until the Q&A. Okay, great. Now, let's begin. Instructions will be on the screen. Bless my thoughts, bless my words, and bless my deeds. Hail day, hail sons of day, hail night and her daughter. Look upon us with kind eyes, as we who are patient find peace. Hail the gods, hail the goddesses, hail the ever-giving earth. Bless us with wisdom, kind words, and healing hands, lifelong. Hail Yor. That's what we're going to do first. Renata, thank you for the prayer. I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm actually going to read Renata's prayer, which seems very nice, to from the Heathens of Yorkshire playbook, which Renata has posted. Hail to Yod, gracious host of the living, of birds, of animals, of humankind. All owe their life to you, for without you, we would have no hearth. Ancient lady, bearer of Odin's most precious son, we owe you so much, but too often we take you for granted. Thank you for our homes. Thank you for sustaining our lives and the lives of our kin. Hail Yod. Thank you for posting that, Renata. Hail Thor. Hail son of Odin and of earth. Hail to you, our sustainer and protector. Hail to you, Thor, great protector. Please bring abundant rain. Protect us from wildfire, quell its rage. Save the homes of the people in danger. And Thor, watch over those of us who labor. May it come easily to us. May you crush the obstacles in our way. Hail Thor. Hail Sif. Hail she of the golden hair. Hail to the wife of the Thunderer. Sif, may you remind us always of the beauty of nature. Remind us to return to it, commune with it, appreciate it. Hail Sif. Hail Air. Hail to the healing maiden. Hail to she, the best of physicians. Air, may your wisdom guide the hands of our physicians, our surgeons. May it guide the minds of our pathologists. May it guide all of their hearts towards healing. And may you guide each and every one of us in your care back to health, healing, and wholeness. Hail Air. Hail Loki. Hail to the true friend of Thor. Hail to the traveler and the Skywalker. Loki, may the friends that we make walk alongside us as you did with Thor through danger. May you accompany us and see us through. Hail Loki. All right. Now let's begin our meditation once again, thinking on how we can take this encounter this morning with the gods. How do we bring this out of this moment through seeking wisdom, through speaking kindly and truthfully towards others, and through doing good and healing deeds. Let's meditate on this. All right, thank you so much. Let's stand and bow and finish up. Thank you all for joining us for prayer service this morning. I do apologize for being late. Again, technical difficulties. Oh, and thank you, Duchess, for a prayer. Hello. Hello from the UK. Oh, the Great Heathen Gathering. Now that is, I believe, put on by Also Through UK. Is that right? We have friends over at Also Through UK. Actually, I think some former board members of ours. Yes, that's right. Great. I think some former board members of ours, Phil. Phil is over at Also Through UK now. So, hi, Phil. But yes, that is a very good group that puts on a very, very good event. So check that out. Very good people. Also, I think we know as well, Sif and Jack. You're watching. Hi, Sif. Hi, Jack. Hope you guys have a wonderful event. I'm sure that you will do everything in your power to make that happen. It was amazing last year. Well, then I have no doubt it will also be amazing this year. I will say, for our part, Trothmoot has been virtual for the past several years. It is, however, going to be live in person in Alta, California in 2027. It'll be June. Usually I think it's June 17th, the weekend of the 17th. That's not only our annual business meeting, that is going to be an entire conference out in the pristine wilderness of California. So, unlike most times, prayer service will actually be on acres worth of pristine wilderness. So then I can really just go wild and get all my torches or whatever. Although there might be just with sensitivity to California wildfires, maybe I'm gonna keep the bonfire thing down a little bit. Yeah, it is any conference, any travel is a funding thing. So Alta, California is about an hour and a half drive from Sacramento Airport, as well as from Reno Airport. So if you are near Sacramento or Reno, wherever you fly into, wherever you can get cheaper tickets, that would be where you go. Or I know a lot of families that actually drive out there if they are close enough to that region. So it's in I think it's Central California. Yes, Renata, from the gods to the earth to us, from us to the earth to the gods, a gift for a gift. Hail. Or so let it be. The old, that was, it was actually the subject of some dispute where we were debating where that came from. Originally, it's a little bit of trivia. So that thing that Renata just posted is the ending to a lot of our bloats. A lot of our rituals would end with that line. A lot of us were wondering where it came from, and it traces back all the way to the ADF. So the ADF, I believe, originally came up with that in the 80s. It was adopted in the 90s by a group called Raven Kindred North. Raven Kindred North then published a very early online PDF, a very early online website that described their rituals, and that's where it was. And a lot of heathens who were looking for rituals early on, when Google was first started to be a thing, they'd find this thing called Raven Book, which was from Raven Kindred North. Maybe it actually was just Raven Kindred at the time, but either way, it was all put together by them. It ended up there, and then from there it really took off because it went over to Patty LaFile and her book, A Practical Heathen's Guide to Asatru. Once it got in there, it was everywhere. Everybody knew that one. So it's been on quite the journey. And yes, it still hits. It still hits. Did we have any other questions for today? Again, happy to be with you guys. Apologies for starting so late. His colors are blue. How does one become a Gothi? There are several different ways to become a Gothi in heathenry that I've seen. The one is to go through a program, an ordination program from a heathen organization and be ordained as a Gothi. That's what I did. Otherwise, what you do is you would found a kindred or some other group, a hearth or whatever, 501c3 church of some kind. Raven Kindred is not, is decidedly not Caldera's people. There's people, they practiced under the name Cauldron Farm, I believe. And I think also Kingdom of Asphodel was another name that they used. Not Raven Kindred, no. Getting back to how to become a Gothi, you can get ordained by a heathen organization, or you can form your own kindred, hearth, and then register it as a 501c3 church, pay all the fees, do all the things that are required to be a 501c3 church, and then have that group decide to ordain you, because you can, once you become a 501c3 church, you can ordain your own clergy. So you can say, this guy is our Gothi. Then you submit your credentials of ordination to a, if you need to, submit them to a county or a state or whoever needs it to have you registered as a person who is licensed to perform marriages, funerals, those kinds of things. But no, Raven Kindred North was a lot of different people that I know from back when I was on the East Coast. They were a Massachusetts-based, kind of East Coast-based group. So from Massachusetts all the way down to the Mid-Atlantic states. When it split into Raven Kindred North, it really focused on Massachusetts and New England. You don't have to be specifically ordained for paganism in order to perform weddings, funerals, or anything like that. If you want to be, and some people want that, they want the, what would it be? They want the training, right? The Troth provides training through their ordination. We don't give out the credential to just anybody. You do actually have to pass through the Gothi ordination training program. You actually have to pass it. It takes about a year to do. People actually have to go through it, and they want to because they want the education on mostly things like how to be a, what would we say, almost like public servant. how to be of service to others in a, how to do what we call pastoral care. Pastoral care is the thing that people really want training in, and that's provided as part of the program. It's not usually, there is a deep lore component, but the lore for our clergy program isn't the big part. The big part isn't the lore, it's the pastoral care. That's the difference. You get the ball rolling on that by joining the Troth. You can join on our website. It's $70 a year. You join the organization and you can immediately start embarking on the journey towards becoming clergy. You just email our clergy program. We have a form on the website for that. You email them. They will evaluate you, get you started on the lore program. Usually that starts with passing the Heathen Essentials class. Yes, Duchess, Anya, yes, this has been on our mind as well. Yes, it seems like an escalation, removing faith codes as a means to delegitimize certain religions. Yeah, it's something that I think every pagan religious organization, church, whatever, needs to think about. Just make sure you've got all your paperwork in order and you are filing your taxes proper. If you have to file your taxes, that you're filing those in order. You're not giving anyone any reason to revoke your status. That would be terrible. But yeah, it is something that is on our mind. All right, everyone. Thank you for the questions. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Just as a reminder, we will be back later on tonight at 8:30 p.m. Central. We'll be back for another prayer service, our nightly Saturday prayer service. We'll be back for that. And we will hopefully either see you there, or if you like these morning prayer services better, we will see you next Saturday. Remember, every single Saturday at fingers crossed 6 a.m. and 8:30 p.m. Central Time. We will see you next week. Have a wonderful one.